First tonight, new developments in a story we've been tracking for weeks.
A notorious child rapist whose release created a massive public outcry is now free once again.
Earlier this month, Richard Gardner was arrested for giving a false address on his marriage license and thrown back behind bars as a probation violator.
But as we first reported at noon, a judge today ruled that the charge does not constitute a probation violation, which means Gardner is headed back to his Providence home.
And new tonight, Gardner's wife is speaking out in his defense. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado joins us live from Providence now with details that are new since noon. Steph?
Well, Richard Gardner is back living here in Providence after spending 2 weeks behind bars. His new charges from Cranston have also been dismissed. And now we're hearing from his wife, who married him just days after he was released from prison.
He is not the same person he was 30 years ago.
Patricia Gardner defending her husband, convicted child molester Richard Gardner, who is a free man tonight after a judge dismissed an allegation that he violated his probation.
It was because of who he was, not necessarily what he did, the address. It was because of who he was.
It was the Gardner's marriage that prompted the new charges against Richard Gardner 2 weeks ago. Cranston police claimed he wrote his mother's address on a marriage license application instead of his own. He was charged with filing false documents and sent to the ACI for 2 weeks since he was arrested while on probation. But at a violation hearing Monday, Judge Bennett Gallo said the address mix-up was not enough to warrant a probation violation.
I detest, as much as the next person, the crimes for which Mr. Gardner was convicted. But that's not how our justice system is supposed to work.
The city of Cranston dropped the charges against him a half hour later. A spokesperson for the Attorney General's office defended the decision to bring the case, writing in an email in part, particularly in view of Richard Gardner's criminal record, the office believed it was important to go forward with the violation. Gardner's wife says her husband has done his time for his crimes, and she forgives him.
I love my husband, I support my husband, and I say to you, when is enough enough?
And Colonel Michael Winquist of the Cranston Police, whose department brought these new charges against Richard Gardner, declined to comment after the charges were dismissed. Now, coming up new at 6, how the Providence Police plan to handle Gardner's return to the city and what his lawyer says about him trying to move on with his life. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Tony. Tonight, a convicted child rapist whose presence in a Providence neighborhood drew a lot of outrage is back there tonight.
And today, a judge dismissed the probation violation against Richard Gardner. That alleged violation prompted his arrest a few weeks ago, shortly after he moved into the Washington Park neighborhood. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado was at today's hearing.
She joins us live from the Providence Mobile Newsroom with the new details. Steph?
Well, a judge today said Richard Gardner's address mix-up on his marriage license was not enough to violate his probation and send him back to prison. So Gardner is a free man tonight, back here living in Providence with his wife.
He is not the same person he was 30 years ago.
Patricia Gardner married her husband Richard Gardner just days after he was released from prison after serving a sentence for molesting boys in the 1980s. He was back behind bars just 3 weeks later, the Cranston police arresting him for putting his mother's address on his application to marry Patricia instead of his new Providence address.
It was because of who he was, not necessarily what he did.
After 2 weeks at the ACI, Gardner is now free. Superior Court Judge Bennett Gallo said the address mix-up was not enough to violate his probation. Cranston dropped the charges a short time later, the police chief declining to comment. Neighbors in Gardner's Washington Park neighborhood protested outside his home when he first moved in. Gardner's attorney, Robert Mann, had this message for those who are worried.
People who commit crimes are human beings, and they have to be treated like human beings. And many of them have the ability to rehabilitate and change and be productive members of society. He spent a long time in prison. He was released after spending a very long period in prison. I would ask them just to give him a chance.
And Providence police were tailing Gardner 24/7 when he was first released in October. So I asked police how they plan to handle his latest release. A spokesperson tells me police will no longer be tailing Gardner 24/7, but they do plan to monitor his release and pay special attention to his home. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.